this is a fine little solid option. It's very, 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 very good at levels 1 and 2. And then past that, it does get diminishing returns, I think, pretty fast. Like, I don't think this option's all that much more powerful, exciting than any other cleric subclass, and it's worse than quite a lot of them once you hit the mid tiers, right? Last subclass.
Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we are wrapping up the 2014 subclasses with the War Domain Cleric.
The last of them. Final
Been
hurrah.
a long and winding road.
It has. We're ending on kind of a banger. War Domain is a neat little cleric option. It's the hybrid if you don't want to, like, if you want to hit things with a hammer and levels 1 and 2, and then you want to be a full caster for the rest of your life, this is a good option for you. It's one of the most busted levels in the game at level 1, so that's kind of fun.
It's nice and simple. I like that about it.
This is a really easy on-ramp if you've played a fighter, I think. If you want to be like, I kind of like doing that. Can I do that more and just learn spellcasting? This is great. This does those things for you. So, this bonus spell list, domain spells, they're auto-prepared for you. We tend to favor ones that give you unique stuff. This one doesn't give you a lot of unique stuff because, I mean, War Domain is kind of within the general generic cleric wheelhouse, but there are a couple paladin exclusives that make their way into the list. So first level gives us Divine Favor and Shield of Faith. So Divine Favor lets us empower our weapon attacks with bonus D4 radiant damage on hit. Shield of Faith gives us or someone else bonus AC. It's pretty good. It's fine. Yeah. I don't think you're going to be using Divine Favor that much. Concentration's kind of rough, but, you know, Shield of Faith you'll use from time to time, I'm sure. Third level, you get Spiritual Weapon free auto-prepared. That's great. Love that. You also get Magic Weapon, which is less great. You don't love that much, especially because you're going to try and take some hits. Fifth level, we get Crusader's Mantle. This is a neat little ability that gives everyone a bonus D4 radiant damage on hit, which is pretty cool. It's a Paladin exclusive, but you get it earlier here as a Cleric, and it does very much what the War Domain thing's kind of telling you to do, which is lead a warband and hit everyone with sticks. It's pretty neat, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Then we got Spirit Guardians as well, which is, you know, AoE damage around you, exactly where you want to be whenever you're a cleric with a big hammer and 20 AC. You just run in there, make everyone take damage, hit him once or twice. It's pretty solid. 7th level or 2 duds, we get Freedom of Movement and Stone Skin. You have anything kind to say about either of these? Does
Stone Skin do anything if you're wearing heavy armor?
Yeah. It always gives you resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage. But it takes your concentration. So as you take the damage, it falls off is the idea. With a low enough save, you can maintain it for a while, though, right? Like, if you're getting a +7 to your con saves or whatever, you might be able to keep this up pretty realistically. Freedom of Movement, do you have anything good to say about Freedom of Movement? Because I sure don't.
Not for this particular cleric, no.
So 9th level we get, I think, tells you very clearly stop hitting things with your hammer because you get Flame Strike and Hold Monster. So it's like your job of taking the attack action is kind of left. Now you're good to just do full caster stuff and hold monsters so your buddies can still whack people with their sticks. Fun times all around.
Well, the monster is held. You can still beat on it.
I mean, you could also cast Flame Strike, which is going to be more effective. Casting Flame Strike.
I've invested all this time and energy into being able to beat monsters with a hammer. I mean, and hold monster, that's you know, that makes your hits. You think Flame Strike is going to be more effective, really?
Yeah, I do. Because you're going to be critting with a DA +3 weapons.
Yeah.
Okay, you did 2d8 +3. Flame Strike is like 8d10 damage. So
okay, yeah.
I'm going to rather cast my higher level spells almost always over take the attack action, especially if I'm not faced with tons of encounters. Now, the reason this option is really, really busted in the low tiers is the first 2 features you get. So you get bonus proficiencies, which is martial weapon proficiency and heavy armor proficiency. Great. That's just solid stuff. Enormous AC, great. Best weapons in the game. Love to hear it. The really, really strong feature that is called War Priest. At first level, your god delivers bolts of inspiration to you while you're engaged in battle. When you use the attack action, you can make 1 weapon attack as a bonus action. Doesn't care what weapon you use, you just get that attack as a bonus action. You can use this feature no time to get your Wismon and get them back when you finish a long rest. So, For most tables that are doing 1 or 2 encounters per long rest, you just have extra attack at level 1,
Yeah,
and that's cracked. That's
that's
really,
pretty nuts.
really good.
See, I could see myself using divine favor irresponsibly,
Mhm.
but just to stack it on.
Pick up a greatsword, cast Divine Favor as a bonus action, or cast Divine Favor as in the prep round, and then
Right.
do 2d6 plus 4 plus 2, 2d6 plus 4 plus 2, and just, that poor Kobold or Giant Centipede that has 10 HP is dead, and so is one of their friends. And your
Yes.
fighter's like, but I do, you also get spell slots. That's not fair. Yeah, it's pretty good. It does fall off very fast. Like the amount of other people getting extra attack and the encounters start to get a little bit longer. This does get worse as encounters get more varied. You're like, okay, one weapon attack you'll weave in here and there. You won't feel that bad about like, okay, if I do have to forgo casting a spell here, I guess making 2 attacks is fine. I can see like the situation right what you were saying earlier. I hold monster. Well, I've got these war priests to use. Sure, I'll attack it twice for 2d6 plus 2d6 and then double each of them. That could be a decent enough reason to do it. I still think, again, past 9th, 10th, 11th level, the 6th, 7th, 8th level slots are going to look better than extra attack. In any
Yeah, but I
case,
mean, hold monster, like we've talked about, hold person, hold monster. It's essentially a death sentence anyway.
true. That's your whole action. You're making the death sentence that is better than taking the attack action, right?
Oh, well, yeah, if I'm using it to cast hold monster, but if he's still up, you know, after that first round, I'm gonna go finish him off.
It feels more like high school bullying, like that you would see in a 90s movie, where it's just you shove the nerd on the ground, and everyone's kicking him and laughing at him, and the hot girl clique group's like, and the jocks are all like, watch this, and just like kicking him in the nuts. That's what Hold Monster always feels like to me. It doesn't feel like a fair fight.
Well,
It
it's
just
not
feels,
fair at all.
yeah, exactly. There's no hitting back. You just paralyze them and beat the snot out of them. Anyway, we've got Guided Strike at channel at second level. It's our Channel Divinity. Second level, you can use your Channel Divinity to strike with supernatural accuracy. When you make an attack roll, you could use your Channel Divinity to gain plus 10 bonus to the roll. You use the choice after you see the roll before the DM says whether it hits or misses. So you go, okay, I got a 6. Let's just hit here. Plus 10, sure. I really wish this let you worked on allies. I wish you could guide allied strikes with this because then you have a reason to use in the late game. Like right now, you don't really have reason to use that much in the late game. That's okay.
Well, I mean, we have one more coming.
That's true. We have another Channel Divinity coming on the road that you're going to use instead of this,
Yeah.
which is War God's Blessing at 6th level. When a creature within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll, you can use your reaction to grant the creature a plus 1 bonus to the roll using Channel Divinity. You make the choice after seeing the roll before the DM says the attack hits or misses. These two probably don't deserve to be different features. I'm not going to lie to
Okay,
you.
that's all right. That's the problem here, because like I was saying, guided strike at second level. I wouldn't want to switch these places, right?
I wouldn't want I don't think either is powerful enough that I would not want them to both be separate levels. Like I
Yeah,
want both of these together. And
I
I
agree with that.
honestly I do think I'd rather have War God's Blessing at second level and not Guided Strike at all. Like if I got to just pick one and throw the other out, it's the one that gives the buddy that matters more the plus 10 to hit. It's the one that gives the rogue advantage or the plus 10 to hit or the paladin or whatever, right?
See,
Versus sharpshooter.
second level, I like having it for myself because I want to be using my big hammer
Mhm.
and I want to make sure I land the hit. I'm
You
going
want
to
to make
be
the paladin
selfish
and
at
ranger and
first.
rogue and fighter all feel like dunces.
Right, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll worry about them more at sixth level when I'm more powerful than them in other ways.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can still make them feel bad, but I can also help them.
True. Is this the most fitting option for Divine Strike? Probably, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Bonus D8 damage on type. It's the same type as the weapon, which is kind of neat. And it scales to 2d8 at 14th level. Sure. It is only once on each turn, so you don't get the bonus action to do the bonus damage. And I really think they could have made this unique so that you did. Like, I think you probably should let War Priest feature do the Divine Strike damage. That's not that strong still, but
No, I mean Divine Strike has never been super strong, but it's oh yeah.
it's nice that you can get that crit damage more often here. We end on Avatar Battle, which is resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, which is just Barbarian's Rage feature that they get at first level. So,
Or Stone Skin.
or Stone Skin. That's also an option. They just give you that, huh? That's really stupid. That's one of those instances where it doesn't slip they thought ahead.
Well,
Yeah,
at least this doesn't get you don't lose it if you break concentration.
Yeah, sure. I still don't really care about it that much, but it doesn't matter. It's a 70 level feature and you're a full caster anyway, right? Like,
Yeah,
at that point of the game, A, most people aren't getting there, and B, if you are there, you're caring about the ninth level spells you're casting more than anything else.
yeah.
As far as this option looks, I really do think it's going to look like levels 1 through 5-ish. You're pretty happy taking the attack action and weaving in some spell casting options here or there, right? Like you'll put a spiritual weapon up, that'll be your bonus action, no concentration, you'll attack, deal a bunch of damage. And then when you want to use War Priest stuff, you can use War Priest stuff if you don't have a spiritual weapon up or whatever. There is some awkward bonus action juggling stuff that will happen with spiritual weapon, I should mention, but you can make it work. You'll find encounters where like, I don't want to cast spiritual weapon here. I'll use all my War Priests here. I'm out of War Priest. It's time to spiritual weapon, baby. Um, expands your resources out if you really need it. You don't really need it though that much. So maybe this is an option, especially if you're not doing a lot of encounters, to not worry about casting spiritual weapon that much. There we go. You got plenty of places to put your bonus action. Other than that, though, like this is a fine little solid option. It's very, 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 very good at levels 1 and 2. And then past that, it does get diminishing returns, I think, pretty fast. Like I don't think this option's all that much more powerful, exciting than any other cleric subclass, and it's worse than quite a lot of them once you hit the mid tiers, right?
Um, yeah, maybe, but I do like that. I feel like the War God's Blessing is pretty cool. Like, because you can, at that level, you are using your magic more, but you do want your marshals to be landing their hits, and
Yeah,
you can help out with that.
I think that would be a great place to put a 6th level feature that transitioned you into like the raid party leader. So like I think if you want to do this subclass and you want to do it with a little bit more juice, I'd really recommend Order Domain. So Order Domain lets you buff allies to hit things, so everyone's encouraged to make a bunch of attack rolls, and you're definitely
Yeah,
leading war. You're the tactician that's killing things. You want to attack with you want to make attack rolls. It gives you reasons to make attack rolls, that option, but it does it in a lot more of a cohesive and scaling package that I think war does. But if you don't know you're going to be playing a long campaign, if you don't expect to be playing more than 3 or 4 levels, this is way better. This is just you get extra attack out the gate, and that's going to feel great to use. So
yeah, it is.
like it's even the kind of thing where if you expect to get to 4th level, what you can do is you start with a 17 whiz and like a 16 strength, and then sink everything else because who gives a shit, and then you get your ability score mum at 14th level that gives you +1 wisdom and a feat like a spell or something like that, and then all of a sudden you have 4 extra attacks and are attacking with +3s to hit still, and got a bunch of new spells from that feat. Like it all feels really gross at 4th level. Um, feels very, very solid. But again, that's all low tier stuff. 7th, 8th, 9th level, you're gonna be like, I don't really care that I have these extra attacks as much anymore because I just want to cast 5th level spells, man. I just want to cast 4th level spells and 3rd level spells with my actions. I don't really want to be taking the attack action every turn. You can still do that. I'm not saying like you shouldn't do that. It's wrong to do that. It just don't need to be as powerful. But you can still definitely have a fun time if you still want to keep hitting things with your hammer. You're just gonna notably start feeling a lot worse than the paladins and rangers and fighters of your group do.
I appreciate the simplicity of this one. I think I'm gonna give it a B.
Yeah, B sounds right to me.
Anything else to say about it? Yeah.
They
All
gave this one spoilers. This is in the 2024 players handbook, so we will be touching on it soon in some way, shape, or form.
right. Yeah. Look forward to that. That was War Domain Cleric. Thank you, Sam, and thank you everyone for joining us. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section and like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.